Hi, my name is Aaron, and this is my show, Reeducation. And because of this whole controversy thing that's been going on, a lot of very interesting points have been brought to my attention, and I think that that is fantastic. I think that having a dialogue about these situations is very important, and as much as my channel has been dedicated to not focusing on drama for the past 8 years, I think that it is interesting that the one time that I actually did, I actually seen some good results. So I like that. That's fun. So, something that was brought up to me by a fellow YouTuber named Chrisiosity. Chrisiosity and I go kind of way back. She used to subscribe to me back in the day, and then we just never talked again because I decided to ghost everybody at one point in my YouTube career and just disappear. And a lot of people thought I died. So, yeah. Now, she asked me some very interesting questions. One of those being, if I knew a close family member or friend was doing aggressive or violent things to people in the LGBT community, or to women or minorities, or to homeless people, how would I, or a friend of theirs, handle that situation? How do you handle a family member or a close friend that is acting in a way that enforces the ideas of toxic masculinity? Now, that's a very interesting question because it brings up a very difficult point. If they're a male and the other person is a male, you are incentivized from childhood to want to enforce the ideas of aggression, of violence, of negative stereotypes that come from toxic masculinity. That is something that you are inherently pushed to do. That is something that you are conditioned for. So there are a bunch of different ways that a man that knows somebody that is going around harassing people could deal with that situation. 3 of them come to mind immediately. One of them is being violent. Of course, the first thing I think of, personally, when somebody is being violent towards a woman or somebody in the LGBT community or somebody that has less power than them, I want to hurt that person back. That is me understanding my role in toxic masculinity and identifying that the way I would deal with that situation would be to want to be aggressive towards that person, would to be to hit them, to punch them. If you provoke or be violent or harass somebody that is smaller or weaker than you, then I fundamentally, deep down, in my heart, think that you should personally be attacked yourself. Is that the positive, correct way to look at this situation? Probably not. Another way to look at this, another way that many men would deal with this situation would be to be passive, would be to not say anything at all. Just as much as being violent, we're incentivized to not say things when other men are being that way. We're incentivized to not stand up and stop them from doing those sorts of things because, like I said before, violence and aggression are things that are glorified in toxic masculinity, in the masculine culture. It's the most masculine thing in the world to have big muscles and to go around hitting people. That's kind of what you do, right? That's how you become an alpha male. Beating up smaller, weaker men and taking their women and having your way with them because they're property, and fuck, who cares, right? The passive solution would be to talk to this friend or family member and discuss with them what they're doing wrong and why they're acting out this way. You can talk to them and explain to them why you think that that's the wrong thing for them to do. And just like you would respect their friendship enough and be worried enough about losing them as a friend if you stood up and spoke to them about them being aggressive, they too find your opinions to be just as important if they are a good friend and will want to listen to what you have to say. You can help them become a better person and not have to hit them or yell at them or make them feel completely irredeemable because they made a mistake. The other thing that immediately comes to mind when dealing with this situation is that you have to realize that abusers abuse people. They don't just abuse the victim, right? The victim of abuse. They abuse the people that are around them. They convince the people around them that they are good people, that they are upstanding citizens, that they're people that those individuals would want to usually defend. So it makes it difficult when somebody comes out with accusations against that person saying that they did something wrong or that they should be condemned or be punished. It's difficult to make those connections, because abusers make the people around them think that they are good people. They manipulate you. They don't just create a victim when they abuse someone. They create victims of all of their friends and all of their family members who they've convinced that they are good people. Immediately rushing to judgment and blaming somebody because they didn't immediately make the decision to condemn this person is ridiculous, because it completely takes out the human factor of this situation. It completely takes out the context of that entire person's life. They were taught since they were children to deal with those situations in those ways, and they can be taught to do those things better, but they have to be shown in a way that isn't going to make them think that you are antagonizing them. That doesn't make them think that you hate them for making that mistake. We have to work together as a community to build bonds and to make people better human beings. If we don't do that, then we're never going to rise above this system. All we're going to do is just have the whole thing fucking collapse, and then complete chaos will ensue. There needs to be a structure. Coming from an anarchist, I want to tell you there needs to be a structure. Anyway, that's the way I look at it. My name is Aaron. Thanks for watching.